In the early hours of Wednesday morning, the political world was briefly set ablaze by an unexpected outburst from former President Donald Trump. A series of frantic posts on his Truth Social account revealed a desperate plea to Senate Republicans, one that sent shockwaves across Washington. The request? No deals with Democrats to confirm any more of President Joe Biden's judicial nominees before the end of the current Congress. But why such a late-night outcry? What prompted this sudden panic from Trump, especially considering that Biden's judicial appointments have been a topic of intense debate throughout his presidency? To understand the magnitude of Trump's plea, we need to unpack both the immediate political context and the underlying implications of his actions. Why was Trump, a man who prides himself on controlling the narrative, suddenly so alarmed by the judicial process? Why did he feel compelled to make this demand in the dead of night? And most importantly, what does this latest outburst reveal about the ongoing battle for control over the judiciary, a battle that could very well shape the future of American politics for decades to come? A midnight panic, Trump's unprecedented call for Senate Republicans to halt judicial confirmations. It was well into the early hours of Wednesday morning, around 2 a.m., when former President Donald Trump took to Truth Social with a series of impassioned messages aimed at Senate Republicans. His post, which would quickly go viral within the political community, issued a stern warning to GOP members of the Senate. Do not work with Democrats to fast-track any more of President Joe Biden's judicial nominees before the end of the current Congress. The wording was direct and unequivocal, a reflection of just how high the stakes have become in the ongoing battle over judicial appointments. Trump's post emphasized what he claimed was a significant mandate he had won in 2016, one that he believes entitles him to pick the next round of federal judges once he is reelected in 2024. He specifically referenced what he called the biggest mandate in 129 years, a statement so audacious and factually dubious that it raised eyebrows across the political spectrum. After all, Trump's 2016 victory, while historic in certain respects, did not result in a popular vote majority. He lost the popular vote by nearly 3 million votes, a detail Trump has consistently downplayed. Furthermore, the claim about his mandate being the biggest in 129 years is baffling on its face. Why 129 years? Why not a round number like 130, or even a more boastful claim of 150? Such an arbitrary figure only deepens the mystery around Trump's reasoning and perhaps his desperation. The stakes: Biden's judicial nominees and the struggle for control of the courts. Trump's call to Senate Republicans comes at a time of heightened political tension surrounding judicial appointments. Since taking office, President Biden has been working diligently to fill vacancies in the federal judiciary, and with significant success. Biden has appointed a record number of judges, many of whom are highly qualified and reflect the diversity of the American people. However, the confirmation of these judges has not been a smooth process. The Republican Party, particularly in the Senate, has been determined to slow down or block Biden's nominees whenever possible. This has led to an ongoing impasse, particularly in the lame ducks period following the 2022 midterm elections. During this period, many Republican senators were either absent or disengaged, refusing to show up for votes on judicial confirmations. This lack of participation allowed Senate Democrats to push through a number of Biden's judicial picks, much to the chagrin of Trump and his allies. But why is Trump so invested in halting Biden's judicial nominations? The answer lies in the long-term political ramifications of these appointments. Federal judges, particularly those appointed to circuit courts and the Supreme Court, serve lifetime terms and wield significant power in shaping American law. Biden's judicial appointments are seen by many as a way to balance the scales of justice after Trump's own successful push to appoint 3 conservative Supreme Court justices and numerous federal judges during his term in office. For Trump, the idea of Biden appointing more judges is an existential threat to his political legacy. With the potential for future rulings that could impact everything from reproductive rights to voting laws to the very fabric of the American legal system, Trump's desperation to control the judicial landscape is understandable. His late-night posts reflect not only fear of Biden's growing influence over the judiciary, but also a deep-seated belief that he must retain power over this critical branch of government. The GOP Senate, a House divided? At the heart of Trump's midnight meltdown is a plea to Senate Republicans to stay loyal to his agenda and prevent any more judicial appointments by Biden from moving forward. The former president's call to action is an attempt to solidify the GOP's control over judicial confirmations before the incoming 2024 election cycle. He believes that, should Republicans win the presidency in 2024, they will have the opportunity to nominate and confirm their own judges, thereby reversing the progressive shift that Biden's appointments represent. However, Trump's call to action reveals a deeper problem within the Republican Party, a divided and fractured Senate. Trump's inability to consistently rally the full support of Senate Republicans for his agenda, especially in the aftermath of the 2022 midterms, has become more evident with each passing month. Many GOP senators, particularly those with more moderate leanings, have shown a willingness to work with Democrats on judicial appointments. This dynamic came to a head during the lame duck session of Congress, when Biden's judicial nominees faced significant opposition from Republicans. In some cases, Republican senators were simply absent, leading to a situation where Democrats could easily confirm judges without facing serious opposition. Trump, always keenly aware of the optics of such failures, was livid. He blasted those who were not showing up for work, insisting that it was their duty to block Biden's nominees at all costs. Trump's frustration highlights the growing rift within the GOP, a rift that threatens to unravel the party's unified front as the 2024 elections approach. With many Republicans more focused on their own political careers than on Trump's ideological goals, it's unclear whether he can continue to exert control over the Senate's judicial confirmation process. The fallout: Trump's attacks on qualified judges and his entitlement to judicial vacancies. Trump's rhetoric surrounding judicial appointments is also telling. His assertion that he is entitled to nominate judges after the 2024 election reveals his deep sense of entitlement when it comes to shaping the judiciary. While Trump has the right to appoint judges if he wins the presidency, the idea that he should have a free hand in dictating who gets appointed even before the election is a bridge too far for many. Additionally, Trump's disparaging remarks about Biden's judicial nominees are concerning. While Trump regularly criticizes Biden's picks, many of these judges are among the most highly qualified individuals to ever be nominated for federal court positions. The fact that Trump continues to undermine the qualifications of these judges speaks volumes about his own lack of faith in the judiciary and his preference for appointing individuals who share his personal ideological views rather than those who can impartially serve on the bench. For Trump, the fight for judicial appointments is about more than just the nominees. It's about control. Control over the courts means control over the direction of the country's legal landscape, and in Trump's view, losing that control would represent a catastrophic blow to his influence over American politics. Donald Trump's late-night meltdown on Truth Social is a fascinating insight into the man's psyche as the 2024 election draws near. His desperate plea to Senate Republicans not to allow any more of Biden's judicial nominees to be confirmed speaks volumes about his growing panic over the future of the judiciary, and by extension, his political future. At the heart of this meltdown lies Trump's fear that he may lose the power to shape the American legal system, a system that has long been an instrumental tool for advancing his political agenda. By urging Senate Republicans to block Biden's appointments, Trump is attempting to regain control over a process that has become increasingly out of his hands. But as his call for unity among the GOP Senate grows more desperate, one thing becomes clear: Trump's obsession with the courts is not about justice or the Constitution. It's about maintaining power, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to keep that power firmly in his grasp. As the political landscape shifts and the 2024 election draws nearer, Trump's midnight meltdown serves as a stark reminder of just how high the stakes have become. Will the Republican Party remain loyal to his agenda, or will cracks in the GOP Senate further erode Trump's grip on power? Only time will tell. But one thing is for certain. The battle over Biden's judicial nominees is far from over, and the outcome will have lasting consequences for the future of American democracy.